There are not enough yet early warning systems, not only in cities, but all around the world. And that's one of the reasons why the UN Secretary General brought a whole UN system together around the Early Warning for All initiative that aims to bring early warning to the last mile by 2027.
We're 2.5 years into the initiative, and we project that right now early warnings are saving lives, and more than half of the countries in the world have multi-hazard early warning systems in place. Those that have them have fewer disaster-affected people per capita.
What we're dealing with now is more and more extremes which are difficult sometimes to predict what's the trajectory, and so being able to be really clear as to how different actors will come together, how they will interpret the warnings and how they're able to take action together is really critical, and that's really the glue that binds it together, is the domestic laws, policies and plans. But we need to see a layering of that on adaptation support, which really reaches communities.
We know this from research, we know it from disasters. The first responders are the community members, family members themselves. So we always have to keep them in mind, consult them, and let them guide us in designing early warning systems, so that that's the best way to ensure that whatever information is coming in a timely way leads to meaningful action.
Along the Kibera River Basin in Kenya, a community has decided what their own early warning system is going to be. And that's a 50-meter pole with a big red flag that the communities upstream of the river raise when there's a downpour, so that the communities downstream of the river know that it's raining upstream and floods are to be anticipated downstream.
There are so many different impacts that are hitting people and communities at the same time, back to back, and really, really challenging. Very basic around, okay, do we have enough food? Do we have enough money to be able to evacuate fast? And so in order to, I think, expand the number of options that are there for people and communities, we need to twin the early warning, early action investment also with adaptation. So
risk knowledge is lagging behind some of the other elements of the early warning for all continuum. So, the initiative looks to kind of make sure that countries understand the risks they're facing, have the forecasts and warnings in place, have mechanisms to get those warnings out to people, and are also building resilience, long-term resilience, and also kind of shorter-term responses to disasters as they're affected.
Climate risk and vulnerability assessments need to become something that everybody understands. So if I say if the vulnerability assessment essentially says that there's going to be a 30% change in rainfall, we need to put it in words that everybody can understand. And so, for example, we need to say, this will mean that the agroecological zone where we are, or the agriculture area where we are, will no longer be convenient for rice, for instance. It's so challenged that you will not be able to grow rice. So what does it mean from a farming perspective? We need to put it in terms that can be grasped and that will shake politicians, financiers' behavior to change.
We have been pioneering, I would say, in the humanitarian sector, the notion of anticipatory action. It started already 10, 15 years ago with something that we call forecast-based financing. So you pre-agree certain triggers, whether it's a cyclone or it's a monsoon rain coming in. You look at meteorological data and you say, when we hit this level, here's what we're going to do in our plan. And some of those bits in the plans might require funding, and that funding is then already pre-positioned. So the moment the triggers are hit, everyone knows this, they can follow and they see, okay, tomorrow we might hit the trigger, the money is there, and we can start to move stocks or pay out cash programs to communities ahead of time. We're also looking at using artificial intelligence and language models to look at, currently it's a set of 12,000 documents, operational plans, reports, evaluations, and to sift out what is working well, and then we can amplify that. But all of that data, of course, comes from the community level. It sort of trickles up from there and helps us leapfrog or find shortcuts in our understanding of what works and what doesn't work.
Adaptation is not a thing of ministries of environment and climate, it's a thing of all of society, because all society is impacted. So the responses need to be generated, the responses need to be generated by all society.